The Light, Chapter 1. The End. Monday, February 13th, 2006. His mother used to say that light always follows the dark. "Look for the sunrise, honey," she'd say in an attempt to comfort young Calvin Janek as he trembled under the sheets from his fear of the dark. And remember that the darkness is only temporary. Calvin took solace in his mother's words and closed his tired eyes each night, anxious for the dark to pass and excited to welcome the glow of another morning. He tried his hardest to keep his eyes closed until he sensed the first rays of sunlight silently bursting through the uncovered window. Calvin remembered his mother's words as an adult, but they seemed ever more distant and had lost the magic of childhood innocence. The dark of those long-ago nights now matched the darkness that had engulfed 28-year-old Calvin's soul and reduced his once vibrant light to a mere shimmer, a flicker from a dying candle inside an otherwise lightless room. Anger replaced hope, fear replaced love, arrogance replaced faith. Where laughter once reigned, pessimism now thrived. Calvin desperately wanted out of his darkness before the inevitable death of the last shimmer of light. His mother's words echoed through his consciousness, and he knew he had to stand alone in his dark, at least for a while, if the light of a new dawn were to ever rediscover him. That's why, on this night, Calvin needed his wife to understand why, after nearly 7 years of marriage and 2 children, he had to leave her. He just couldn't say the words to her face. If he tried to explain in person, he'd only stutter through his words and trip over his explanations, making things worse instead of better. Going back to his comfortable office, where he worked as a creative director at an ad agency, seemed like a safer and more efficient idea. While there, he could carefully orchestrate his words into an eloquent and rationally written explanation of why he had the overwhelming desire to leave everything he'd always known. At 10 p.m., after wrapping production on a video shoot, he retreated to the quiet solitude of his office. That's where much of the previous 3 months of magic had unfolded. It's in his private 150-square-foot office where he learned so many of the life lessons that brought him to this point. It's there where he battled his demons, both figuratively and literally, and kept his flicker of light alive. By 2 a.m., after reflecting on those magnificent events that changed his outlook on life forever, he completed the letter. Before heading home to what he hoped was a sleeping household, he printed the letter and read it one more time, while remembering the night that started it all. The night he met Elizabeth.